YouTube? This is Jim coming at you from the Gadget Fanatic, and just another one of my installments of phone repair. This is like my second or third installment, so yeah, I'm pretty new to this, but hey, I know that everybody needs information, and people are always asking about, repairs and cell phones and all that type of stuff, and so I thought, well, you know what, start a channel here that basically is just like, just like any one of you, didn't go to school or take any classes, to know how, repair phones or anything like that, but always had a hobby. I've always loved phones, from my very first phone, or smartphone, which is the OG Droid. I mean, you probably remember that from a few years back, but yeah, that was one of my absolute favorite phones, and then ever since then, I've just been consumed and just been interested in phones and repairs and how they work and all that type of stuff. So anyway, with that being said, today I got a video today that's going to talk about fixing a phone that's been water damaged. Okay, it can be tricky. Okay, the whole water damage thing can be really tricky as far as how you can repair it, if it can be repaired or not. It can be really tricky, and so people have asked me a lot of questions about these repairs. I actually have done a few repairs on phones that have been water damaged, and the water damaged phones are the ones that are a lot of times 50-50. I mean, some folks use the silica gel, in order to extract the moisture out of their phone. They've used rice, but the rice can leave a residue. It can leave like a powdery residue inside your phone. So I don't recommend using the rice, even though I have done that technique before, and it has worked, believe it or not. But silica gel is something that you can use, and that's one thing that will actually dry your phone out, okay, without leaving any type of residue, okay. But but that can be just if you maybe drop it in the sink real quick and you get a little bit of water in the phone, it might work in that scenario. But for this situation, what I did was I got an LG G3, okay, a Verizon LG G3, and actually this phone was on eBay for about 135, 125, 130 bucks, something like that, okay. And so anyway, so I asked the eBay seller, hey, you know what kind of water or what kind of liquid got into the phone? I mean, was it like some kind of chemical, or was it, was it water, was it salt water, what was it? And the seller couldn't tell me. So I asked him, well, how is the screen? I mean, is the screen pretty much clear? Is it broken? Is the screen broken or anything like that? And he said, no, the screen is actually is in good shape. So, okay, so since the screen was in good shape, and he did provide me with some good pictures of the screen, okay, didn't see any type of rainbow effect in the screen, or any type of cracking, or anything else in regards to water damage, that was like, caught behind the screen, and the digitizer, okay. So I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. So here's the phone, okay. Everything is fine on the front, it looks good, but as you can tell here, when I go to turn it on, nothing happens. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this phone. But we're gonna walk through it. I'll show you exactly how to repair a phone that's been damaged. I don't know if there's corrosion in the phone or not. I suspect there is, but when I took the back cover off, I did see some corrosion, so it could be really bad. I don't know. But like I said, in this video, we'll just go over it. I'll show you the steps on how to fix a phone that's been water damaged, and hopefully it'll work. To this point, nothing happens, okay. It doesn't vibrate, nothing happens. I plug it in, it's completely dead, okay. So anyway, this will be a video on that. Let's go through the steps, and let's see what we can do to make this happen, okay. So let's do this. Okay, so here we go. Here's the phone, okay. Here it is, the G3, and let me show you here. Let me just go and plug it in real quick. And when I plug it in, and nothing happens. So I get nothing happens at all. Go ahead and try to turn it on like that. And as you can tell, nothing happens. No display, no screen, no nothing. So basically, dead duck. We have nothing here. So with the battery being charged, or try to charge as much as I could. I left it on charge for about an hour and a half. Nothing happened, and then I went ahead and, like I said, just go ahead and charged it with the charger and blank. Okay, so anyway, dead. Just to let you know, that's dead. Dead phone. It doesn't work. So anyway, so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and remove the back off of it. Should be able to get it off without too much trouble. Okay, there it is. Back comes right off. No problem. Go put that aside. Okay, and here's the phone here. Remove the battery, of course. Want to do that. Now, what you got going on here is you got about 15 screws. About 15 screws around the perimeter of the back cover. Okay, so you want to go ahead and take these screws out. Okay, just real quick. I'll just do this real fast. Take the screws out. Okay, take them all out. Easy enough. Just take them all out. Put them in a little container or something. Put them aside. I don't know about you guys, but I have taken some of these out and have dropped them on the carpet. Okay, dropped them in the carpet, and you ever try to find one of these screws in the carpet? Good luck. That's all I can tell you. Okay, not too easy to find. So, good idea just to try to get them off. Now I have a plastic cover when I do these repairs, so there's no carpet now. So I just go ahead and if I do happen to drop one, they usually drop on the plastic and we're good to go. So there's about, I don't know, 12, 15 screws on here. Okay, 15 screws all around the perimeter. Okay, of the device. It's just, you know, basically just take them out, put the screws aside, and then we're good to go. Okay, so basically all you need for this repair is going to be a Phillips screwdriver, spudger tool, and then there's a few other things I'm going to show you here once we get deeper into this. Okay, so put all the screws aside, just take it off. Go there. Now let me tell you, there is one thing. After all the screws are out, I think they're all out, right? Everything is out. Yeah, they're all out. There's one screw right here. It's right next to the rear-facing camera lens. Okay, this screw is a little bit shorter, and the barrel of the screw is a little bit. The circumference of the barrel of this screw is a little bit bigger. Okay, it's a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into a separate one. Okay, like I said, that screw, the size of the screw is a little bit different from the rest. So just go ahead and remember that and put that aside. Okay, so that's it. So all screws here, good to go. Okay, that's it. So that's done. Okay, so now what I gotta do is just I got my little tools here. I got a spudger tool here too. I got a metal one and I got a plastic one. So just go ahead and this is going to come out pretty easy, it looks like. Just take this part off here. Okay, that's the first part of it. Also take the bottom part out as well. Go ahead and get in there. It's really not that bad. Just don't force it, as you know. I mean, if you've done this before, just don't force it. The bottom actually doesn't look bad at all. This is the speaker, the connector over here. This looks pretty clean. I don't see any corrosion or anything like that here. Everything looks pretty good. So anyway, oh, and I don't know if I told you this. This is for the VS985. This is for the Verizon version of the LG G3. Okay, so I don't know if that makes any difference, but in case you were wondering, that's what it is. Okay, so put that aside as well. Okay, so now once that's aside, you're going to have to go ahead and unclip right here unclip the connector for the display. Okay, touch screen. Also, you're going to have two connectors up here. One will be for the, let me use this one. One will be for the front-facing camera. And of course, this one here, rear-facing camera. Okay, let's go ahead and just take your time with it. I always say, you know, I've broken more than one digitizer trying to replace a screen, so I take my time. So just be patient. It'll come out. It'll all come out. As you can see here, right up in here, right up in the camera area here, there definitely is some corrosion there. Wow. Okay, so anyway, let's take it off. It just comes right out. Shouldn't be anything. This, I'll tell you something, the G2 that I repaired, okay, this was this phone here that I had, this G2 that I have right now, that had a broken screen on it. When I got that one also on eBay too for about $140, and then I had a broken screen on it, bought a new screen, and then replaced it and it was good to go, no problem. But let me tell you something, taking this apart, the logic board in this one is a lot more difficult to get apart than is the G3. The G3 is much easier. So just to let you know that the difficulty on this one, I would say out of 10 is probably about a 6, maybe 5 or 6. It's really not that bad. So anyway, that's it. It's apart. Okay. So here's the logic board, and let's see what we got here. Oh, this is disconnected here. The Wi-Fi cable is disconnected. Oh yeah, and you see right up here, all up in this area here, got a lot of corrosion here. See that? You got a lot of corrosion up in here. Look at that. There is corrosion here. All up and through here. Looks like most of the damage came from maybe the top of the phone was submerged in, like, it looks like salt water. Possible, I don't know. A lot of corrosion here. I see a lot of white areas here where there's corrosion. So that's the type of thing you look for. Obviously, that's what the corrosion is. The bottom itself actually looks pretty good. I don't really see anything wrong with the bottom. It looks pretty clean. See that right there? All the contacts, everything looks clean. Okay, but the top, different story. That's not good. Okay, let's take a look inside here of the phone, and let's do this first. Let's take the rear-facing camera off. Let's see if we'll take the rear-facing camera off. Peel it off right there. Be careful with it too. Don't force it. Okay. Okay, that's the rear-facing camera. Put that aside. And the front-facing camera here, let's take this out. Because what's going to have to happen is, since it looks like the top has a lot of corrosion, okay, it looks like I'm going to have to be careful with it too. Looks like I'm going to have to, let me see here. Just go ahead and pull it out. I think it should come out. Just don't. I said be easy with it. Don't. It's gonna be here it comes. There it goes. There it is. Okay, so there it is. What's gonna have to happen is, since all the, oh, you see that right there? Look at that. Look on the top up here. See up in this area here? See this right here? See a lot of corrosion up in here. Okay, a lot of corrosion there. So we're gonna have to take a look at that, and we have to try to clean that and see what's going on. Let me just take this, the earpiece off. Let me get my G2 out the way here. Okay, let's see here. Take this off as well. This looks okay, but we might have to do a little cleaning on that as well. Yeah, this, definitely Definitely got damage on the top, that's for sure. Just looking at it, definitely got damage on the top. Okay, so basically took that out, took the speaker out for the earpiece. That one's out. Okay, we took the front-facing camera out and the rear-facing and the front-facing camera out. Okay, so that's what we got. As you can see, the bottom looks pretty good. The bottom of the phone here looks pretty good. Don't really see any corrosion. I don't see any problems here. But if you look at the top, there's a lot of white. There's a lot of white. Okay, so the next step, you might ask, which one I probably want to do first is remove this cable here. Let's just take this out of the way. Let's just remove this cable out of the way here. Let's just get this out of here. Let's remove this. There's a couple of clips right here. Oh, right in here. Okay, just go and snap them up. A couple of clips. Let me see. Here we go. Takes that one, and then we'll go ahead and take this one out. There it is. Okay, just comes out like that. Pretty easy to get back. I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried to attach these type of connections onto a logic board. They're real small. Okay, they're really hard to see. You need a magnifying glass to actually get into it, but more or less pretty easy to get back together. So put that aside as well. Okay, so now that we have that all done, this is what we're going to have to do. I'm going to go ahead and soak the logic board. I'm going to go ahead and soak the logic board in. I'm going to go and soak the logic board in isopropyl alcohol. Okay, is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't know what this is. I'll just take this out. I'm going to go ahead and soak this in isopropyl alcohol. Okay, and let's just see what happens. Now, it doesn't really make any difference what type of isopropyl alcohol that you use. Okay, I've got a couple different types here. I've got well, this from MG Chemicals. I've got this isopropyl alcohol here. Okay, 99.9% pure anhydrous alcohol, or I got this one here. Okay, from Puretronics. It makes no difference. Whatever you want to use is fine. Okay, so that's all there is to that. Okay, like I said, you can use other methods, like trying to extract the moisture by using silica gel or rice. But when you have a situation like this where you have that bad of corrosion, okay, this is going to require more than just trying to dry it out. And when I took it apart, there's no water at all. All the water dried up. Like I said, I have no clue what it was dropped in. Like I said, the guy from eBay couldn't tell me what it was. So, you know what? I'm just sort of winging it, I'm just going to give it my best shot and see what happens here. So, anyway, you just want to go ahead and get the alcohol, okay? Open it up here, okay? And once you get it open, okay, go ahead and pour some of the alcohol into a container, okay, and pour it into a container just so it will cover the bottom of the container like this. Okay, so I think I have enough. And then once everything's been taken off, okay, I can't remove anything else from this logic board. I mean, everything is taken off. You're just going to go ahead and soak it. So just go ahead and throw it in there, dip it in. Okay, and unfortunately, it didn't cover the whole thing. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there. So it covers it. Now it's covered. Okay, so that is going to be put in like that. All right, and we'll just go ahead and cover it. Okay, so let's let it soak for a little bit. Just let it soak and see if it'll take all that corrosion off. I'm sure that the contacts on the upper portion of the logic board are corroded as well. So let's go ahead and make sure that we get it all cleaned up if we can. Okay. So after you're doing that, we're just going to go ahead and cover it up. Okay. And I would say to go ahead and leave it for about a half an hour or so, maybe. Just go ahead and let it soak for about a half an hour, and then come back to it, and I'll show you the other steps that I take in order to try to clean it up. Okay, so I'll go and let it soak, and I'll be right back. All right. Okay, folks, so we're back. It's been about a half an hour or so, and let's see what we got. I don't know. Let's see if this little experiment will work out or not. Hopefully it does. I always like to put some gloves on before I start, just because of the fact that it's this alcohol really smells, you know. So if you get it all over your hands or whatnot, you gotta really wash your hands in order to get the smell off. So probably be a good idea if we put some gloves on. So I'm just putting some gloves on now. Just some latex gloves. Put those on. Protect your hands while we're doing this. Okay, so here it is. Alright, so we're gonna go and take it off now. So here it is. It's been soaking for a while. So I guess the first step that you want to do is just go and take it out. Okay, just take it out. Okay, take it out. And then while you still have it over, just go ahead and take a brush here. Clean out all the contacts, especially the contacts for the display right here. Okay, and there's another one right here. Also, there's some contacts right here that make contact with the back panel. Okay, of the or the actual this panel here that I took off. Okay, this one here, this panel here, this one here. Okay, there's some contacts up here. Okay, that make contact here. So brush those off. Just brush it all out. Okay, do the best you can with it. Brush it all out like that. And there's also for the display. This is contacts here. Just brush those out. Do your best with that. Just brush those out like that. Turn it around. All that corrosion that was up here. Go ahead and brush this out too. This is for the battery here too. Brush that out. Brush it all out as best as you can. Okay. And this is actually okay down here. No issues there. Okay. So just go ahead and do that. Okay. And once you've done that, okay. Once you've done that, just go ahead and dip it in there one more time, just to get all the corrosion that you may have gotten out from the unit itself. Okay, so just go ahead and take it out one more time. Take it out one more time. Okay. Now what we want to do is go ahead and put this aside for a moment. Put that aside for a moment. Okay. And then just go ahead and get a paper towel. Get the excess off. After you've brushed all the contacts, get the excess off. Get the excess off like that. Get the excess off. Okay. And then just go ahead and put it aside for now. Okay, just gonna put that aside. Okay. So then what I want to do now is, as far as for the front-facing camera, okay, there's a little contact right here. There's a little contact here. Just go ahead and grab your brush again. Once I find it, here it is. Grab the brush, dab it a little bit. Just take a little bit of time. Just brush the contact for that out. Okay. Just brush that out. Okay, put that aside. And then for the camera here, front facing camera. I don't soak these, of course, but just go ahead and brush that out as well. Okay, brush that out. She takes care of that. Put that aside. Okay, and as far as this goes here, now we're going to do something else. In regards to the chassis itself, let me put this aside. As far as the chassis itself right here, okay, I'm going to use a Q-tip that's got a tip on it like that. It's got this on the side, okay, and I'm going to go ahead and dip it in the alcohol, just dip it in the alcohol a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and rub it all over like this, so to get this portion cleaned up a little bit. There's no contacts or anything here, but I just want to get this cleaned up a little bit. I said that all the corrosion was up in this area, so do my best to get, and it evaporates pretty quickly, okay? I just want to get this cleaned up a little bit. A little bit of corrosion there. Just clean it up a little bit and you should be good to go with that, okay? So that takes care of that. Okay, that's that. Okay, so that takes care of that. Let that dry for just a little bit. Just let it dry out. And we'll just let that sit. Okay, and down, like I said, down in this area here, I don't see any corrosion down here. I don't see any problems. There's another little motherboard down here, okay, but I don't see any corrosion there at all, so now I'm going to mess with it. I'm just going to leave it alone, okay? So, now, the next step, of course, would be to try and see. I'm going to go ahead and take it, okay? I will go ahead and take the board now, and I will go ahead and I'm going to dry it out, okay? You have to make sure you dry it out, okay? So what you want to do with that process is this. You can use a hair dryer as well if you want. You can use a hair dryer, but I use a little bit of the, one of these dusters, okay? And just go ahead and dry it out, okay? Just do that. Clean up everything, okay? Just go ahead and try to get everything cleaned out. Okay, like that. And that should basically take care of all of the, you can also use a hair dryer as well, like I said. I have used a hair dryer before, okay? Just make sure you get it even more cleaned up if you want. But usually, this takes care of it. Okay, so that's that. Okay, basically that's the motherboard itself. That's basically cleaned up. Okay, and it looks fairly good. From what I can tell, it looks like everything's been cleaned out quite well. Let me just go ahead and get my tool here. I got something in here. Let's get that out of there. Get a little bit of the okay, so that takes care of that. Okay, now let me show you the next step, and we'll be right back. This is basically it right here. Everything is cleaned up. We got the motherboard cleaned. We got the camera connections cleaned. Okay, and now all we'll have to do is just go ahead and put it back together, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we'll be right back and start that step. Okay, so here we go. One thing I did, okay, is that there's a little there's a little tape that's right here for the rear-facing camera, okay, and there's a little square of tape right there, okay, and it doesn't stick at all now, okay, because when I took it off and I cleaned it, it just like it didn't really stick. So I got some 3M tape, okay, the really small, like 1mm 3M tape, okay, and I just went ahead and cut some pieces off of there, okay, and stuck it back on there so that it'll adhere, okay, and make sure that I get a good contact so it sticks. This back part right here, this little back part right here, okay, is what sticks onto there. So anyway, let's go ahead. Well, what I want to do then is go ahead and peel this part off. Let me just go ahead and peel this part off. Let's go ahead and take this off. It's right there. This one as well. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get it off. There it is. Okay, so as you can see, it's sort of shiny in there. See where it's sort of shiny? Okay, where I put the new tape. So it's just so that the camera will stick and it won't wobble around in there. Okay, so basically that's it. Here is everything after it was cleaned off. This is what it looks like now. Okay, I also went ahead and reattached this as well. Okay, I went ahead and reattached the cable here. So that's all back in. It's pretty simple. It's not a big deal, okay? So I went ahead and did that. And then, well, okay. And then, so this is what the back of it looks like here. Okay, this is what the back of it here looks like. It seems like it's pretty clean. And here's the front of it here, okay? Looks like most of the corrosion and stuff is gone off the front as well. So anyway, that's what it looked like after I got it cleaned off. Okay, so now let's go put it back together. I'll put this back in here. Okay, I'll just go ahead and drop this in to here. Okay, that's it back in there. Okay, front facing camera as well here. Okay, we'll go ahead and do this now. I cleaned this off as well a little bit, just brushed it off, and I took this little Q-tip that I had here. Well, let me see, this little Q-tip that I have here. Okay, I just went ahead in there and just wiped it off inside the glass there. Okay, much as I could. It seems like it's pretty clean, so I wouldn't too much worry about it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this back in there. So the camera goes back in there. Okay, okay, that's in. Now the rear-facing camera, make sure you put it the right way. It goes like this. Okay, just drop that back in there. It's tight. Make sure I push down on that a little bit. Make sure it makes good contact with the tape that I put down. Okay, now that's secure. Okay, we're good to go there. Okay, this is the vibrate motor too, and I wiped that off a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal, so we're just going to leave that alone. But that right there is a vibrate motor. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and put the logic board back on. So everything is dry. Oops, now make sure you don't forget to, right here, for the front facing camera, the connection there. Make sure you get that up in the front like that. It's good to go there. Okay, it should just snap right down like that. So the next thing you want to do, of course, is to snap down the contact. And, you know, hopefully this works, I don't know. But contact there for the front battery. Snap down the connection for the rear battery. For the rear camera. Okay. That's down. Good to go. Okay. Now you want to connect the connections for the display. And you'll feel it snap back in there. Okay, sometimes it snaps, sometimes it doesn't. Let me make sure I got this one in there right. I think I got it in there right. Let me just make sure. Just gotta make sure that you get that in there. Front facing, rear facing camera. Ah, there it goes. Okay, now it's snapped in. Okay, so there it is. So that's it. Okay, so let's just do a quick, let's just see if we can, actually putting the cover back on is relatively simple. Okay, there's not much to it. You just put this on here. Okay, I also cleaned off these as well with the brush. These little contacts here, I cleaned these off as well. Okay, just to make sure. Like I said, the top concerns me because of the fact that there's a lot of corrosion and crap from the top, you know what I'm saying? So I just went ahead and cleaned off, and I also took my little air cleaner, okay, my little air brush cleaner, this little guy here, and did the same thing, okay? Did the same cleaning action with the logic board, okay? Let's just put this back here, okay? Put this back here as well, okay? This is what I'm going to do. Let me go ahead and get the screws for it. What I'm going to do is this, and here, I'm just going to go ahead and place, like I said, it's pretty simple as far as the screws and where they go. This is not going to be a big deal, okay? I'm just going to put a couple of them back. I'm just going to put a couple of them back for right now, in case there's an issue, there's a problem, and it doesn't work, then you know what? Why bother putting them all back together, right? So here we go. Let's go put a couple of them back. Just that there. That's good enough to secure it. Good enough, okay? So like I said, but for the rest of the way, just go ahead and put the screws back all the way around, and we should be good to go. Okay, so the last thing I want to tell you is this. As you can tell by the battery, I tried both batteries too. As you can tell, there is a indicator, a water damage indicator on the batteries. Okay, it says these are both the LG3 batteries. Okay, and as you can tell, one, if you can see here, has a red marker here. Okay, it's like checkered red. That means water damage. And this one here is white. Okay, no water damage. All right, so I tried to clean this as well and clean the contacts, but I don't know how much damage that this battery suffered. Like I said, I tried to plug it in before, and it wouldn't work with either one. All right, so anyway, but let's go ahead, and I had another battery, a spare battery, so let's go ahead and plug this in and see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in like that, and then let's see what happens. I don't know. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope it works. I don't know if it'll work or not, but let me go and clean the front out a little bit. Clean the front, and let's just see what happens. So, okay, I'll jump the power on. I felt a vibration, and there it goes. It did work. There it goes. Okay, so LG G3, water damaged. This particular repair did work. Okay, like I said, it's the first time I ever booted the phone up. This right here is all completely new to me. Okay, obviously the touch screen works. Everything seems to work fine. No issues with that at all. Everything seems to be okay. Okay, so it does work. Okay, that it fixed it. So that repair did work. Let's see if it does turn off now. Let's see what happens. Yeah, everything works as far as the rotation of the screen. All that works. Everything here works, up and down. So, and it's very responsive. Okay, good to go. All right. So that, let me just see if I can turn it off and see if it does turn off. Okay, there we go. Screen looks great. No issues at all. Everything looks great. Okay. So there it is. Okay, that was the repair of the LG G3 water damaged. And let me tell you something. It won't always work. Okay, I've had phones where I've tried to repair them with water damage, and it has not worked. In this particular case, it did work, and like I said, you have to be patient. You have to wait, and the isopropyl alcohol, you have to wait and dip it in there, and try to brush everything out, and you know, try to make sure that you get all the corrosion off. And like I said, I mean, who knows if it would work or not? But in this case, it worked. Everything's booting up. It seems to be working fine. There's no issues. And if you have any questions or anything like that, or if you have any comments, please put those in the comment section below. I do hope that this video has helped you, and maybe will you know, allow you to successfully repair a water damaged phone. Like I said, there's a lot of different techniques, a lot of different ways to do it, but when the damage or the corrosion is so bad, and it was so deep into the logic board, just drying it out usually does not work. It really does take soaking and dipping in the isopropyl alcohol for it to clean the contacts in order for the phone to work. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. Thanks for hanging in there and watching this for me. I appreciate your time. Take care of yourself, and yeah, I'll definitely be back. Subscribe to my channel if you like what you saw, and I'll be back with more stuff later on. I hope you like the content. Leave comments below, and hey, we'll see you again real soon. Thanks again, everybody. Take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.